You just make use of them. These are on different topics of physics, so use them accordingly. And this is on stress, strain, longitudinal shear, hydraulic, volumetric, tangential, numericals based on them. Then for calculating shear strain and end stress. Then is worksheet on elasticity, SI, CGS types, Young's modulus, modulus of rigidity, bulk, Young's modulus dimension, bulk modulus dimension, graphical analysis, coefficient of elasticity equals elastic plastic materials, least plastic, ascending, descending order dimensions of various quantities. Then here it's a worksheet on the mind-brain algorithms comprising of brain and the mind, various brain waves, their categorization, frequencies and life-death cycle. And there is another question on calculation of uh, change in length of a frustum. It's being asked in JEE Advanced PYQs, so it's a good one question. And then it's about OST, the 21 days mind training program, the specifications for them, and the coordination of brain, mind, and the brain waves. Then it's about the mind brain algorithms, input output processing, information process energy, mind brain algorithms, weak and strong and complex, OST, mind brain system. Optimal study plans, 6,000 pages, 25 to 30 pages, 1 by 200, one relevant out of 200. Various quantities given to them. Worksheet on bulk modulus, various categorization, pressure points, volumetric stress, volumetric strain, ratio, dimensions and units of various physical quantities, energy density, SI unit, CGS unit, graphs, various possibilities of graphs, analysis of various graphs, then various analysis of graphs. Then is another stress strain curve for various quantities A, B, C, D points, ductile brittle materials, elastic limit, analysis of this, numericals based on this question, calculation of various parameters, Young's modulus, elastic limit, proportional limit, ultimate stress, breaking strain, elastic potential energy. Then is optimal physics worksheets, various courses offered, number of chapters, categorization, then programs for school, NEET and JEE Main, basis, number of questions contained in each chapter. Then it's about optimal physics worksheets. What are the specifications? What content do we provide? How are they special? So it's all about that. Then is a worksheet based on pressure, especially dimension of pressure, then SI unit, CGS unit, various units, calculation of pressure at various points, then graphical analysis of pressure, composite liquid pressure at different points, analysis of pressure, then pressure in a rotating tube, concept of finding the pressure difference in a rotating tube. Then it's a worksheet on density, dimension, units, quantities, SI, CGS unit ratio, average density, numericals based on calculations of density, average density in different cases, n body problem, average density in different cases. Then we have questions on the bulk modulus of a gas, parameters, graphical analysis, calculation of various terms, adiabatic condition, bulk modulus, ascending, descending orders, bulk modulus calculation in different cases, then graphical based questions on them. Then it's a worksheet on photoelectric effects, conditions for electron emission, graphical questions, graph between nu naught and lambda naught, various other possible graphs, conditions for photoelectric effect, kmx new graph, kmx phi naught graph. Then it's another worksheet on the basis of work, dimension, units, SI, CGS, positive, negative, maximum, minimum, graphical based questions, maximum, minimum, numerical problems on work done, vector form, work done in case of force and displacement are given in vector form, calculations of various physical quantities related to them, calculations of work done. Then a worksheet on thermal stress and strain, delta L, dimensions of alpha, SI unit, CGS unit, graphical based questions, analysis of angles based question. And there is a concept of thermal stress and strain, force, pressure, numerical problem on the calculation of volume, thermal strain, percent thermal strain, thermal stress, force on the wall, delta L1, delta L2, conditions for which length will not increase. Then is another worksheet on kinetic energy, the dimensional formula, SI unit, CGS unit, conversion graphs, analysis of graphs, graph with V, graph with K, graph with various parts, analysis of the mass, K versus V square graph. Then we have analysis of KV square graph, kinetic energy versus momentum graph. Then is a graph based on linear momentum, SI unit, CGS unit, graphical based questions, analysis of questions. Again graph based questions, PK graph, analysis of the PK graph. Then we have different P root K graph, calculation of various problems, analytical problems based on them. Then we have another worksheet on power, SI unit, CGS unit, average power, instantaneous power, positive negative power graphs based on that, maxima minima, numerical problem based on calculation of power, question based on circular motion. Worksheet on circular motion, centripetal acceleration, graph based questions, R variation, straight line graph, V square graph. Then concept of centripetal acceleration, tangential acceleration, total acceleration, angle, circular motion based problem on that, calculation of centripetal acceleration and tangential acceleration. Then is a worksheet on optimal study works out, brain mind coordination, high frequency learning, then processing of information, different components, questions based on the analysis, and how to use mind brain algorithms for solving questions, the problems and the solutions. Then we have mind brain algorithms for optimal results, brain mind, the brain waves, analysis of pure rolling on horizontal surface, various equations, various terms, use of simple mechanism and heuristic based study, direct methods, numerical question based on that, application of heuristics to solve questions. Then we have optimal physics worksheets, what are the specific features of them, how to use them, what are their benefits. Then it's a worksheet on the concept of force, covering all the basic concepts, and 18 questions are given over here which completes force in every perspective in different number of permutations and combinations. Then is another worksheet on moment of inertia. Then is another worksheet on braking strength and braking stress, dependency on various parameters. Then is another worksheet on torque, various questions on torque, maxima minima conditions, graph based questions, calculation of torque, vector form, calculations of torque in vector form. Then another worksheet on torque, calculation of torque, magnitude of torque, torque about different axes, torque in different planes, torque about an axis, graphical based questions on torque. Then is another worksheet on rods and spring comparison, graphical based questions, equivalent spring constant, graphs, numerical based questions, equivalent series parallel, various different cases. Then is another worksheet on U-tube liquid, various questions based on that pressure difference, graphical based questions, analysis of gravitational potential energy. Then is another worksheet on U-tube. So volume of liquid in left, total volume, gravitational potential energy, and work done by the forces, different questions based on that. Then we have another worksheet on stress, various numerical problems based on that. Then another question on the concept of tension, stress and strain extension into various parts. This has been asked in JEE Advanced previous years. Then we have worksheet on equation of continuity, various questions related to that. Then motivation video on effective study, the mechanisms involved over there, concepts, patterns, problems and the solutions, challenges. Then we have why optimal physics worksheets, what are the uses of them. Then we have another worksheet on the concept of terminal speed, various graphical based questions, various questions based on comparison of terminal speeds in different cases. Then we have worksheet on density of water, different questions based on them, different manipulation based questions on density. Then we have another worksheet on density and specific gravity. Then we have another worksheet on buoyant force. We have another motivational video on the use of heuristics, or what you call as the mental shortcuts, uses of them, their elaboration, how they are of significant use, how to use them, the patterns, the specifications. Then we have worksheet on two block problems, calculation of normal reactions, minimum maximum forces, common acceleration and friction based questions. Then we have worksheet based on friction, calculation of various terms related to friction, acceleration, graphical based questions, units and dimensions based questions. Then we have another worksheet on friction, the various small level questions, graphical variations, analysis of static kinetic limiting friction, various graphs, units and dimensions based questions. Then we have another worksheet on the combination of rods, Another worksheet on Poiseuille's equation, graph-based questions, various questions. Units, dimensions, CGS, SI units, calculation of various questions based on them. Then we have another question on combination of rods, various possible options based on them. Then we have another worksheet on viscosity, various questions related to viscous force, dimensions of eta, SI, CGS unit, Poiseuille poise, conceptual questions based on them, small questions on various parameters, graphical based questions. Then we have analysis of JEE and NEET exam, total number of pages, selection pages, use of mind and brain as a system, various questions based on friction and their analysis, problems and their solutions. Then we have a snapshot of ray optics, light as a ray, wave and as a photon, light as a ray and wave, categorization of rays, their types, object and image, various combinations, mirror and lens, various possibilities. Then we have another question based on surface tension, based on friction. Optimal physics worksheets, their introduction, why they are relevant, what is their content like, and then use of optimal physics worksheets for the topic speed, comparing of basic facts, graphs, mathematical relations related to speed, various points, graphical based questions, maximum minimum conditions. Then we have worksheet on rectifiers. So basic concept of rectifier, center tap transformer, half wave, full wave, DC component, output, input as shown over here, examples of optoelectronic devices. Then we have worksheet on Zener diode, various functionalities, logical, simple, IV characteristic, reverse saturation current, breakdown, current increases at breakdown, various graphical based questions, IV characteristics based questions, various analytical based questions. Then we have worksheet on PN junctions, various simple questions based on PN junction, depletion layer width, calculation of drift speed, barrier voltages, biasing, forward and reverse biasing, calculation of currents based on the circuits based on them. Then we have questions based on semiconductors, which include classifications, intrinsic, extrinsic benefits of extrinsic semiconductors, then types of extrinsic, p-type, n-type, charge on what types of capacitor, mobility, calculation of mobility, relation with conductivity. Then we have another worksheet on materials, basically classification, resistivity order, resistance order, conductivity order, conductance order, resistivity of conductors, conductivity, resistivity, units, values, examples, then examples of various quantities, sources of optical. Then we have another question on semiconductors. Then we have another chapter for logic gates, various questions. Next also various symbols of gates, their truth table and their analysis, self-realization. Then we have another worksheet on logic gates. Then is a motivational video on teachers analysis, concepts of brain waves, processes, etc. Then we have effective preparation for JEE and NEET, certain parameters based on them. Then we have another worksheet on the concept of escape speed, graph based questions, various questions based on them. Then we have another video sheet on the concept of orbital speed, graph based question over here, various graphical based questions. Thank you and have a nice day.